Hi there. In this video, I want to go over the steps to create a receive form. So this is under our section C of the source process, so weekly receiving process. And then I'm looking down here just at these few lines right here. So create receive form. We'll go over each one of these and I'll just show you how to do it. So you start with the order form, and the first thing you're going to want to do is filter by on order, because what we're doing here is creating the form that we're going to give to the shop and say that says it's a list of the parts that we expect to receive. So obviously if a part's not on order, we don't expect to receive it, so we only want to look at the on order parts here. The next thing you want to do is narrow it down to just the blue columns. So let's hide everything that's not blue. Okay, so I've got all the blue columns listed out. Um, and the next thing I want to do is I'm in the View tab already, and I want to do this page layout. You get this notification. It's basically just saying that you can't have, see, I have the top row to where it scrolls on that, so freeze the top pane. And you can either remove that, or if you click page layout and click OK, it does it for you automatically. Um, And so we've got the basic look at the form here, um, and you can see it flows over a little bit. So you might need to adjust some things. One column you can kind of adjust down is this vendor one. Adjust it a little bit. Um, these three columns right here, we are supposed to have those for the shop, but they're not super necessary. What I've been doing lately is actually just hiding those as well to get everything to fit on, and then you don't have to squeeze that vendor column as well. Um, Bump that back out. Okay, so we've got a full page, and you just want to make sure nothing flows over to a page over here. And at the minimum, you do have to have all of these columns right there. So that freight ID, the port date, and the estimated arrival, it's okay if we kick those off. They are labeled blue, and they're supposed to be on here, but there's just not room. So, but we do want all of these. Um, the next thing to do is actually go down through, and I'm going to hide stuff that I know I'm actually not going to get this week. So here's an order from All Fuses. I do expect that. I expect the one from Amazon. I just put in this belts order, and these are coming out of China, so I know good and well that those aren't going to be out there. So I'm just going to hide those. If you're ever unsure about anything, like this Harris sales order, I just put that in, but that is a domestic vendor. I don't think that they'll be out there, but you never know. He might just show up and deliver them. So if you're ever unsure, you can just leave it on here. It's not going to hurt anything. Even like the Chinese ones, that if you're not sure about it, just leave them on there. It's not that big a deal. Um, these are more that I just know for certain are not going to be out there, so I'm going to hide them as well. Um, okay, that looks good, and everything else. Just look this over real quick. Yeah. If you ever, one thing I will show you, I don't have a great example of this. Actually, a couple things to do. If for some reason if you ever have like a really long vendor name that's flowing over, see how with that shorter, you know, this is this cell is flowing over into this one. Put some just dots in these, because the guys in the shop need these space in these cells to enter the shelf number. Obviously, that's not an actual problem on this, but I just wanted to show you an example of that. If you ever see dots in this column, that's where that came from. One other thing I want you to do before you print this is, let me show you real quick first on a print view. Okay, yeah, and see how I have the grid? It'll print the grid. That's for the guys in the shop to enter the information we want on the parts. Um, but I want you to get in the habit. It's nice to have just some blank lines down here, just in case something shows up that we forgot to add on here, or they just need to write anything in. I want some blank lines down there, and the way to do that, if you just put dots, so period, in 4 or 5 lines here, that will give them that space. Print. Okay, now you can see we've got these empty lines down here. So just remember to add 4 or 5 blank lines at the bottom of each receive form, just in case they need to write something in. That just makes it a lot easier. One other thing, you want to update this date. Today's the 7th, so I'm just going to update it to that right there. And everything else should be good to print. If you need to email this to someone in the office to print, you'll want to either save as, or I just do print and then print to Microsoft PDF, and you can save it that way, and then email them a copy of it. Or if you're in the office, print and just choose the office printer, and you can just print it like that, and then it gets put into the file holder, and the techs know to come and pick it up. And that should be it for this video. Hope I didn't leave anything out. Seems pretty simple. But if you do have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.